some things we've discovered using this. Also, it's just some larger marbles, might as well put them out. But they bend space-time too, right? And so maybe, oops, you can get one thing to orbit another. I think I can do a little better. There we go.
Oh my God.
So the Earth-Moon system, maybe? And so you can see that this seam, you can't buy Lycra this big. You get it in rolls, and you have to sew it together. I've been told to use stretchy thread to sew it together. And so next time I do it, I'll do that because it pulls. And so just a little bit of thread fixes it. And so in the morning, when I first set this up, sometimes they have them at shopping malls to get you to put money in it. But one thing you can't do with those is put two masses in. And so when we went to the moon, when we first started, we sent our spaceships on what are called free return trajectories. So they would go to the moon, this is hard to get to happen, and they would come back in like a figure eight. And so that lets you show, now of course the moon's a lot smaller, but if you look at the plots of the free return trajectory back from the Apollo program, you'll see it has a figure eight sort of shape. And so this takes a little bit of practice to be able to do the figure eight. These clamps around here, you can adjust it to make it tighter if it's not working. So Steve and I, when we set this up in the morning, we played around with it, and actually I think it was working better than it usually is. And so not easy to do. And so I go through that. One year a kid who read some stuff about the dark energy. We have our dark energy pole.
It's over there.
I happen to have an extra pole. I guess any of these would work. And so I'm just thinking, oh, dark energy, what is that? That makes everything come apart, right? And so dark energy would be that. And so stuff goes apart rather than toward it. So if you can work in dark energy anytime, right? And so I go through that spiel. Maybe it takes me 10, 15 minutes talking with the kids, just stuff they're not familiar with. And then I just let them play. And so that's where we discovered the Earth-Moon thing. Is I just let them play, and they're like, Mr. Burns, come over here and look. And they were all excited because they discovered that. I said, oh yeah, it's got it.
Wow, so wow.
And so there's, then I throw out a few other things so they can try this collected stuff over time. And put out all the marbles. So if you want to try it out, but we probably want to get back to electricity and magnetism.
But we want to play, Mr. Burns.
And so I'd say the whole thing, if you bought all the parts and everything, it's about $100. But one of my favorite days, so you're going to do it Monday, right, Steve? You didn't get to it. But just, you do it once and you'll be hooked. And it will take a little bit of fooling to put it together, but I'll post the plans, and it's not a whole lot of work for.
So this is a take-apartable thing, right?
It comes apart, all the PVC pipe, wrap it with a bungee cord, stuff the Lycra in that box, and I can carry the whole thing myself. This is about the right size. You can get your whole class around it pretty much. Smaller. One problem is reaching. So some of you, I think, would have trouble with that, so you get a student to do it right. One thing you got to watch, though, is some students will think to go underneath to push up, and then while they're underneath, somebody decides to put the big mass down, and they get their space-time warped. And so you just tell them you can't go under. We will get things ourselves.